Good evening, dear students. This is Vesra Singhmina, Assistant Professor English, working at Government PG College, Karoli. Through online mode, we are studying English literature. Today, we will continue the same poem, which is prescribed for BA Part First in University of Kota, Rajasthan. The Alexander's Feast is one of the odes written by John Dryden. The poem was written to celebrate the victory of Alexander the Great over Darius III, the king of Persia, at Persepolis. The poem was written in the year of 1697, which is an ode and irregular metered poem, which is addressed to someone or something to celebrate some occasion. The poem is long structured. The poem enumerates the power of music. That's why the second name of the poem is The Power of Music. Timotheus, the Greek musician, sings with his company to celebrate the victory of Alexander the Great. He arouses different kinds of emotions in the heart of the king while in the party. The poet gives an account of Darius III after his defeat at Persepolis in Persia, because the musician wants to arouse the feeling of pity in his heart, because he had become very proud when he was admired by Timotheus in his music, in his song. Now he wants to change the mood of the king and wants to reveal the power of music. And weltering in his blood, deserted at his utmost need by those his former bounty fed, on the bare earth exposed he lies, with not a friend to close his eyes. That is the situation of Darius. However, he was the king before he was defeated. But after having been defeated, his condition has been drastically changed. He is rolling, weltering means rolling in his blood. He is smeared with blood and weltering in his blood, deserted at his utmost need. When he wanted to have the help of uh, his relatives, But at the time of the great need, utmost means great need, when he wanted to have the assistance of his uh, kindred relatives, but all deserted him. That was the result. All deserted him means he was forsaken by all his relatives, by those his former bounty fit, by those whom he had given bounty. Bounty means so generosity, or he gave them money. But these all people left him to die alone. On the bare earth exposed he lies, and he was lying flat on the bare earth. Bare earth means without any kind of sofa on which he used to sit while he was the king. But now the time has come, he has been defeated, and he is lying flat on earth. So, with not a friend to close his eyes, and there was no relative to close his eyes when he was dying, or when he was died, because this was the ritual to close the eye of the dead when he leaves, or the soul of the dead leaves him. But there was no friend to close his eyes when he was died. So that kind of situation was very pitiful for Darius. And with these words, the musician wants to arouse the feeling of pity in the heart of Alexander the Great. With downcast looks, the joyless victor said, and now the gestures of the face of the victor. Victor means Alexander the Great, winner. Looks downcast. Downcast means he has become gloom. Gloom can be seen on his face. Now there is no joy on his face. He is joyless, revolving in his altered soul. And now he is revolving means moving in his altered soul. Altered means changed soul. Before this, he was very angry, and he was very fatal. He was very dangerous, but now dangerousness has been changed into pity when the music was changed. Revolving in his altered soul means the changed soul we find for Alexander the Great. The various turns of chance below, and now and then a sigh he stole, and tears began to flow, and he became so pitiful and so glum that he started to weep over the worst condition of the king Darius. So he expressed a sigh, expressed his sorrow. The mighty master smiled to see. The mighty master means the musician. Timotheus smiled to see that love was in the next degree. Pity descends to love. Timotheus knew it very well, so he played his music, and uh, started to infuse the feeling of love in the heart of Alexander the Great. The mighty master smiled to see that love was in the next degree. It was what a kindred sound to move. Kindred means pity and love. These two feelings which are called relatives. Kindred means relatives come with each other. They are interconnected. It was but a kindred sound to move. For pity melts the mind to love. For means because. Pity melts pity makes us feel love. The feeling of love is expressed or is inspired in the mind of the pitiful man. For pity melts the mind to love. Softly sweet in Lydian measures. Lydian measures means softer notes of music. There was the feeling of love in the mind of Alexander the Great. Soon he soothed his soul to pleasures. Woe he sung is toil and trouble. Now the musician sings up toil and trouble of life. He says that we all toil hard, but after doing toil hard, what we get? We get honor, but an empty bubble. Honor or respect is nothing but uh, the fame which does not does not last long because it is bubbles in nature, just like a bubble has a short life. So is case with fame, so is case with honor of the war. Never ending is still beginning. Fighting is still and is still destroying. That is the nature of fighting war. The kings are known to do battles. Never ending is still beginning. Fighting is still end. Fighting destroying. If the world be worth thy winning, think, oh, think it worth enjoying. Now the poet inspires the king that the world is one. What we should win the world with the feeling of love. Because to win the world with battle is not praiseworthy. If we want to win the world, then we should enjoy it. It worth enjoying. Lovely Thais sits beside thee, and now he gives an account of Thais, the mistress of Alexander the Great. Lovely means beautiful. Thais is sitting beside you. Thee means you. You for Alexander. Take the good the gods provide thee. So he advises the king that you should take the good what the gods have provided you, because you have been provided with the beauty of thighs, so you should enjoy the company of the lady. Take the good the gods provide thee. Here we find an exclamatory mark. The many rained the skies with loud applause. The many, the many means the people who are large in number. The rained, rained means clap so loudly that they can tear. Rained means to tear the skies with their loud applause. Applause means praise. So love was crowned, but music won the cause. So the king was inspired. The king was infused with the feeling of love in his heart. That's why music had won the game. because Timotheus wanted to infuse the feeling of love in the heart of Alexander the Great, and so he did. So he was successful in his plan. The prince, unable to conceal his pain, gazed on the fire who caused his care. To be inspired with the music sung by Timotheus, the prince means Alexander the Great, who was not able to conceal means hide his pain of love for Thais, and he surrendered to that emotion. However, we know that the kings or the rulers, they have no kind of emotion in their hearts, but that music inspired to have the same emotion in his heart. Gazed on the fair. Fair means the beautiful lady. Gazed means looked. Who caused his care? Who caused means he did care for that lady, and behind this action there was feeling of love for the beautiful thighs, and sighed and looked, sighed and looked, sighed and looked, and sighed again. So the phrase has been repeated uh, and four times. This shows that he expressed the feeling of pain, the feeling of sorrow in his heart, and that is the beginning of love. At length means at last, with love and wine at once oppressed. Oppressed means filled. When there is the feeling of love, wine comes there. So that is the combination of beauty and wine. At length, with love and wine at once oppressed. Oppressed means filled. The heart of Alexander the Great was filled with the feeling of love and wine. The vanquished victor. So that is the uh, oxymoron here. Vanquished means defeated, victor means winner. Two opposite words have been put together here in this phrase, and that is the suitable example of oxymoron in literature. The vanquished victor sunk upon her breast, and to be overpowered by the feeling of love, he threw himself on the snowy breast of the lady. So the victor was vanquished. Vanquished means defeated by the feeling of love. And in all, we can say that it was the power of music which defeated the bold heart of Alexander the Great. So that is the end of the lecture for today. Thank you and have a nice day.